Hi there, Casper here, the Magic 8-baller. We are going to play my game Stab. As I am terrible at explaining my own rules, and it would be a complete bore to sit and listen to me going through all my rules, I want to show you my rules of Stab. The pen and paper adventure game. I lost my sentence there. I want to show you the rules via play. So we're going to play solo. Of course, this is my channel where we play tabletop role-playing games solo mainly, and look at all my games and stuff and other stuff like that. I've gained a few more viewers, and some of them are more not more some of them have reached out to me in my Labyrinth Lord campaign. And one viewer asked me the straightforward question, why was there missing an H in Labyrinth? And I mean, the obvious explanation is that I forgot it. I simply forgot it. Sometimes when I speak and I write, I tend to forget when I write letters, simply because I'm terribly sloppy. This is my Labyrinth Lord binder, and I've of course following the new trend that Brian on Brian's channel started. He's a first mover, I guess. I should say I had before Brian, I had a channel where I used a binder. Or not a channel, I had a video where I had a binder. So anyways, that doesn't count. So we've seen that Chow Clips also has a binder for his Labyrinth Lord, for his Tunnels and Trolls game. So I think it's a trend sort of that Brian from Brian's channel started, sort of back to basics, right? We have binders. It's old school. And one thing, because again, as I said, I'm terrible at explaining my own rules, and it's boring to listen to rules. I will post also that, and also I have tried on this channel so many times also to make this specific video here. There's so many videos I recorded that I haven't even uploaded, and then that is because when you're talking of your own project, I find that quite hard sometimes. So what I've planned to do is that I wanted to put all the information about my game in the description of this video, so you have to scroll down and read about Stab. So I'm not taking up all the time here in the video talking about my game. You can see it there. What I thought we should just jump, maybe show some of it, maybe just quickly run through it here. So this is sort of a dummy of what I intended to look like. I'm not 100% sure about the font yet. It's just a font I found that I'm fond of, but I don't think it's necessarily going to be that font. I think I'm going to draw it myself. And also, this is made in Clip Studio Paint, and it's very much inspired from the Dungeon, the board game from 1975, in the in the art style, sort of. That is sort of the idea I'm going for, or the look I'm going for the cover of Stab. But I think actually what I want to try and do, if I'm courageous enough, is that I want to make that cover in oil painting. I mean, real oil painting. Or perhaps not oil, perhaps, what is that other variant you have? Acrylic colors, I don't know yet. I'm not a painter and I'm terrible at colors, so it might not. Maybe I'll just use the oil colors of Clip Studio Paint, but I wanted to have this handmade look. So this is just a placeholder, but I think it's going to look something like this. Yeah, so that is the cover. And I also think that this is laid out, or I know that this is laid out sort of like horizontally. I think what I want to do when I end up I do the real layouts, I want to I want to have it like 2 paragraphs on each side, and obviously, as I'm an illustrator, I want way more illustrations in here, I should say. So yeah, I have had some other illustrations that I took out for the time being while I sort of made, because you know, when you're making layout in Google Docs, it's not really the best way to do that. Yeah, so I had to remove some of the illustrations again to fix things layout wise. Anyways, I think that's enough of talking about sort of around the game, because as I said, I'm just going to put a description of the game in the description section of my video. So I think we're just going to start play, really. Before we do that, I should of course introduce the characters. I haven't written any like long background stories for my characters here, but I can say that Olga up there, she is what is now known as an Ottokin, and that is sort of an humanoid race that is, they sort of resemble otters. And yeah, it's just Olga. She has quite many hit points. And then we have Fredo. He is a cleric, a pious, a holy man. And then we have Lunia, who is also a new ancestry, I call it in my game, I came up with. They are called the Fenlanders, and they sort of live in the fens, obviously, and they're sort of reed harvesters and hunters and fishermen. But this particular Finlander is a peddler, a traveling salesman. And then we have Brimlet. She is a Flatlander sorceress, as Fredo is also a Flatlander. And Flatlanders are just your regular humans. So those are my 4 characters that I will go on adventure with and show you my game. I have here my Stab binder with a hex map I made, and as you can see, I've already started. It's because I tried, as I said, I did already start, but the video I recorded I think was so boring and I couldn't use it. So I've just started. I had this quest that I got from one of the patrons in the inn of the village of, what was the village name again? Axlakedorf. And this is made up by using the sandbox generator, I should say. Yeah, so we had a quest from a huntsman. He needed some ingredients for a love potion from a legendary wolf down here. And on our way down here, we found at a gigantic lake, we found a dungeon that has the name of the Mossy Labyrinth. Actually, the huntsman said the legendary wolf, he had seen the wolf down here, but we sort of wanted to look around for because we couldn't find it. We went up to the north and we found the wolf, and we had quite an overwhelmingly easy fight against this legendary wolf. I was quite lucky with my die roll, so yeah. That is what has happened so far, and the party returned home with the some hairs of the legendary wolf's tail. And we plan to go out again the next day to the dungeon, the Mossy Labyrinth. So that is where we are at now. And I should say I'm still considering how I should do my rules for hex crawling. I have some travel point ideas, a bit like they do it in Dolmenwood. So that is what I've sort of landed on, but I'm not quite sure yet. Until then, I have just used the Knave rules for exploration. And I think I will use the Knave rules today because they're sort of, they're finished, and my travel point system is not quite there yet. So we're going to use Knave for the hex travel rules. And these are just the descriptions of what we got so far. And then I want to roll and find some details for the village of Axlakedorf. It's a really beautiful village name there. I rolled it in the sandbox generator. But what I started with is just the inn. And I use Madeline Hale's Innocent Taverns, A Traveler's Guide, to come up with the inn. And I can quickly go through the inn. It's called the Buried Quill. It is modest and decently comfortable. Lodging cost 80 silver pieces and meals cost 5 silver pieces. It's brightly lit, and there's a clean clear air, fragrant with ale and cooking food, well warmed by a fireplace. Cleanliness, it's actually quite gross. So the cleanliness leaves room for improvement. The vibe is kind and friendly. The barkeep is an Ottokin by the name of Otto. It's so silly that he was an Ottokin, because when I rolled the name, I rolled the name Otto. Yeah, what do you know? I found that was hilarious. Anyway, the menu, they mostly serve roasted vegetables. The exterior, weathered and loved, with a practical garden and stables. The inn is made of natural stone. It has some quirks. Everything in the inn is small except the ale mugs. Even the ceiling is low. The back rooms are incredibly maze-like, almost dungeon-like. Dark creatures has been seen lurking around. It's pretty weird. Sounds almost like a recent nightmare of mine. Then I also rolled some NPCs that are present were present at the time being in the inn. I rolled 2 farmers, a woodcutter, a carpenter, a huntsman, and a bookbinder. One of the farmers is pessimistic and mousy. The other is despicable and laughing. So it's quite funny. The woodcutter is knowledgeable and tired. The carpenter is pretty and crazy. And the huntsman, which I randomly roll to give us a quest, is willful and private. And then the bookbinder is oafish and a murderer. So I love that. I think maybe we should try and roll on this table again to see if we get this little side quest. That could be funny. If I roll the huntsman again, I'm going to re-roll. Okay, it seems like the despicable and laughing farmer has a quest for us. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the characters out of this binder. And as you can see, they earn some experience points killing the legendary wolf. I will enlighten my experience point system a bit later. You can maybe see that they have quite a lot already. But there's a reason for that. I think I have a lot of source books we're going to use also. Let me just take some of them out. Just to show you what we sort of have to work with. I'm going to use Knave now and then, has some really lovely tables. I think at some point I'm going to play some Knave solo again. I love the Knave system. We're going to use that, and then we're going to use Source and Wizardry white box rules. It has some really great tables. Then we're going to use the funniest book in the universe, of course, The Monster Overhaul by Skerples, and this is just so ridiculously funny, and it's monstrous for solo play and other, but it's fantastic. So I'm so happy I bought that book. Then we have all of Madeline Hale's books, and then we have this Random Tables, Dungeons and Lairs by Dr. Tim Woods. I've used that quite a bit also. So, again, I should say I have numerous other source books I could pull out and use, but those are kind of the ones that I use most frequently. Yeah. So let's grab Knave. And let's roll a quest. I think, one sec, yeah, we are also going to use Labyrinth Lord Advanced Companion for some of the resources to the solo play, because there are some really good tables for traps and dungeon sounds and whatnot that I really like. So we are going to use that as well. And room content in the dungeons and whatnot. But let's see. We are going to missions. Yes. See if we have a side quest. We are going to the dungeon, but let's see if we can find something funny also here. 40. Goal. Page 57. I might re-roll that. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, let's see. Let's try it. 29. Yeah, create family. No. 3. Awaken monster. Huh. See, that is intriguing. My brain is already got my gears working in my brain. That is why I'm quiet. Awaken monster. So again, where did I put it? Oh, I need to find the patron again. Why would a farmer awaken a monster? That is quite funny, I think. Yeah, we need this also, so let's just get these papers out as well. So I think that this is in the dungeon. Awaken monster. Monster kind of sounds like it's a bad thing, right? But who gave me this quest again? That was the despicable and laughing farmer. Oh my god, yeah, the hateful farmer. It's funny. Maybe he is in cahoots with the pretty and crazy carpenter. I don't know. That is funny. I mean, there's this in Denmark here where I live. We have this thing that when Denmark is attacked, we have this Viking fella named Holger Danske, this statue that will come alive if we are under attack. And this statue will beat off those who attack us. I think it could be something similar that maybe because this not entirely, but that this farmer, that is some mission, I should say. Maybe he because he's so hateful, he needs the powers of this monster to do something horrible for him. I don't know, it doesn't sound like the kind of quest that we want, so maybe it's not that. Maybe it's simply because there's another monster, and so we need to awaken this other monster so they can fight, kind of like, you know, King Kong versus Godzilla or something. Or maybe it's like, you know, we got this other quest, but what we in reality do when we do our quest, we awake a monster. I don't know. I find it intriguing, and I'm thinking that maybe it's to keep the balance of the mossy labyrinth that we have to awake this monster, because there needs to be a balance, a certain balance in the labyrinth, the mossy labyrinth. So this farmer knows of this legend of this monster. You know what I think? I think that might be the case, that he gives us this quest. And I think that his reward, you can also roll for a reward, but I don't think he has, you know, money or gold or silver or anything. I think he might have some family heirloom magic item or something. Let's try and roll on rewards. 47. Yeah, I rolled that the last time also. An inn? No, I don't want an inn in reward. Wealthy clothing. You know what? I'm going, because it's funny to roll in that book, I'm going to say that he has this family heirloom thing, and we're going to roll it in this book. It's by Madeline Hale, and it's called Arcane Artifacts and Curios. So, there are D10 index here. We can roll on the sort of magical, and I'm going to tell you, I am going to re-roll if it's potions again. I've had that over and over. 9. Trinkets and knickknacks. Okay, that's fine, because he's a farmer. 341. So this farmer, the despicable farmer, promises some knick-knack for awakening a monster. That is funny. 83. And these magic items in here are, of course, just hilariously great. But they are a bit on the whimsical side, I should say. But what's not to like there? What did I say? 83. Let me see. Yeah. The vapor pot. A small porcelain pot with a vertical spout set into the lid. Enchantment. When herbs are placed into the pot and the lid is closed, it transforms into a vapor that pours out the spout. The plant's benefits can be gained by inhaling the mist. This pot was carried by an herbalist who would place medications and soothing herbs into the pot, allowing ailing and elderly patient to simply inhale their treatment. Kind of like it if we found, like wolfsbane or something like that, because when I play stab, I tend to run into lycanthropes all the time. Each time, my very first, all the videos I've made, all the recent stuff I had been recorded, even back to the Hackmoor days, I always ran into a lycanthrope. You know what I could do? I'm going to make a note here. And I'm going to roll one more, and the vapor pot. I like it. It sounds like an item my peddler would have. 883, page 367. I'm going to roll one more because why not? 8 containers. 303. D100. 34. The ground spec. A sack the size of a bread loaf. The words "Castle Grounds" have been stamped on the side in red ink, and the bag smells strongly of coffee. Enchantment. The user can place any non-magical, non-living item into this bag. Any, okay. After rolling the bag in their hands for 1 minute, the item inside will have been reduced to fine powder. Okay. History. This small bag was owned by a small coffee shop called Castle Grounds, where baristas would use the magical bag to grind coffee beans. Baristas? Isn't there a game called Baristas and Dungeons or something? Okay. I like the vapor pot more. So he promises us this vapor pot. That is grand. And what monster is it that we need to awake? It sounds like, like a monster. It sounds difficult. It sounds like, level 2 monster or something. I don't know. Let's look at the monster lists. You know what? I'm already thinking like a gelatinous cube or something like that would be fitting, because it sort of travels around the corridors of a dungeon and it's sort of I think that it works much like, you know, like a vacuum cleaner of a dungeon. Is it in this book though? You know what? I bet Scribbles has a fantastic gelatinous cube. So we are going to look. I'm going to pause the video while I find it. I think I found it, but I also found a mimic, and that's also a monster that, you know, could be awakened. But let's see oozes. Orcs, skeletons. Yeah, this is the one. This is just called an ooze. Gelatinous cube. Are we going to see if that's the same? One sec. Yeah, it was the. I found the gelatinous cube, but he refers to the ooze on this page. So, I think, you know, I think we should already roll the monster, because why not? Then we are sort of prepping. It's hit die 5 here, but I have a rule in my game, if I take other versions of OSR adjacent games, that because I have fewer hit dice in my game and we are level 1, I have a rule when we the difference between our hit die, if that is too great, let's say because we are level 1 and only the fighter, it has 2 hit die, this is too great of a task. We could run into it, but it would be what I'm talking about is that when I roll, for instance, that we are in level 1 of the dungeon, it is not possible in my game to run into a level 5. You could run into it out in the wilderness, but you would of course flee from such a creature because it's not balanced in that sense. This would be too much of a challenge. So what the rule of thumb I have is that I want to halve it as much as I can, so that it would either be, instead of 5, it would be 2 plus 3 hit points, or 3 plus 2 hit points. Sorry, hit dice, sorry. I meant hit dice. So a 3 hit dice plus 2, or a 2 plus 3 hit die monster. And I'm going to give it some difficulty. So no one is saying we are going to fight it. So I'm going to say that this monster in my game would be a 3 plus 2 hit die monster. A gelatinous, slithering, shapeless mass typically occupies 1 by 10 square, but can spread or flatten to occupy up to 3 by 10 squares. Voice silent. Wants to eat and divide. Morality not applicable. Intelligence mindless. React to danger by retreating. Reacts to food by surging forward. Armor as leather. Immune to piercing and acid damage. May have other immunities, see below. Half movement, half normal. Climb, half normal. Can slowly squeeze through gaps larger than 1 inch. Morale is 12. Damage is different in my game, so treasure. No conventional treasure, but oozes may have items embedded in them. 1d20 page. Ooh. Let's roll this gelatinous cube. And the treasure it carries is a you gotta be kidding me. 20 bottle of wine worth 10 GP each. I guess it's better than a skinless corpse of a fallen adventurer. Okay, so what did it say? 20 bottles of wine, each worth 10 GP. Each worth 10 GP. That's 200 gold pieces. Not bad. Okay, let's roll this. Let's roll this mother. 20-sided. 19. Adaptable. I'm rolling the type of ooze now. Okay, immune to any damage type that strikes it after damage is dealt. Immunity to a damage type resets after 48 hours without damage. It's adaptable. Let's see what it likes to eat. 8. Flavor. What? I don't get it. Menu, flavor, notes, battery acid and slowly spreading numbness. Notes, only roll on the table below for raw ooze. If used as a soup base. What? Ooze predigests meat and vegetables, reducing cooking time. Oh, this is if we are going to eat it. Why would we eat the ooze? I don't know. Ooze twists. Frozen. Opening a door will release a gentle flood of warm water, slowly thawing the ooze. Oh. So it's like a fridge ooze? No, I'm going to re-roll that. That's just... No, I said re-roll. 9. Okay, oiling the gears of some vital mechanism. 1d6. 1 an elevator. 2 water pump. 3 rotating door. 4 slicing blade trap. 5 ventilation fan. 6 explosive liquid stabilization stirrer. If the ooze is killed, the mechanism grinds to a halt. So it's sort of like the oil of a machinery. What? Oh, there's one here. Number 10. Let's just take that. Sorry for taking this long, but it's prep is play, right? So, in a dusky wine cask labeled with a legendary vineyard, a lucrative date and sales of provenance. found in a dusty wine cask. That is weird, but it fits. So ooze texture. Whoopsie. 9. Sand and glue. What do the locals use it for? Juveniles are bottled and exported. Ooze creating experiments that went awry. Fear 2. Taste the future or else. What? You know what? I'm just imagining this. I'm going to use the ribbon here. I'm just going to use. I'm just going to picture a totally normal ooze, although it's adaptable. So we have this ochre colored, this yellow, transparent blob, square blob. Okay, anyways, so let's just roll its hit die already, because why not? I mean hit points, I always mix that round. Wow, so 9 plus 3 plus 2, sorry, that's 11, so it got 11 hit points. So I guess we are good to go. So this adaptable gelatinous cube can be found in the mossy labyrinth. And to come up with the labyrinth, we are going to use Osric's Random Dungeon Generator. I have it here in my binder, but I also have the book, but the Osric book is printed in so tiny letters that I cannot read it. I could put my glasses on, of course, but we are not going to use, or are we? Maybe so you can, let's see how big it looks on screen. So I normally use the online version of the Dungeon Generator by Level Drain. It is in here, but these letters are so small, small no human eye can read it. I remember when I first got this book, I was like, how on earth am I going to read this? And I went out and got new glasses. I'm not even lying or kidding you here. When I tried to photocopy it up in a bigger size, it wasn't even enough. I mean, it was still too small. So, but these glasses, I can actually see it, but you won't be able to. So it's, I mean, doesn't Matt Finch need glasses? But it also said that it's the editor-in-chief is Stuart Marshall. Maybe he didn't use glasses. I don't know. They should have put it into 3 books or something instead. This is just, yeah, ridiculous. And also some of the illustrations are so small, they are impossible to... I think there's a new version of Osric coming. I think I'm getting that. Anyways, we might or we might not use this because you can't see along anyway. There's some really nice monster tables in here. Maybe I should use that instead, because they are not part of the level drain. I'm keeping it out, just in case I want to use this anyways. And it doesn't have a ribbon. I think this was just printed off Lulu or something. I'm not quite sure. I need a bookmark of sorts. Yeah, how long have we... I've recorded 45 minutes and we've gone nowhere already? Are you kidding me? Sorry about that. I promise I will go to the dungeon now. So I was just taking a small break before continuing, and I think this will be too much of a hassle. But I think I want to roll on the monsters here in this to get some variations instead of using my normal monster tables. So yes, let's do this. So we don't. Yes, should we? Do we need like a? Do we need a calendar? Let's not. Why not? Let's roll the what month we are in. Oh my god! It's in January. So it's the first month of the year. That's not what I expected. And let's use the... Where is it? Knave weather table. 9. Windy. So it's windy and cold. And we are traveling out at 8 in the morning, something like that, 6 in the morning perhaps. It's easier to keep track of time that way. And let's see. The easiest way actually to do this would have a calendar that would be sort of like 28 days like I have for my Labyrinth Lord campaign. Where each month is just 28 days, but let's see, where are my dice? I do have a 30-sided. The 3rd of January. Where do you write that? Where do we write that? Should we make a calendar, really? Yeah, we could have that here, perhaps, sort of. So I'm just going to write calendar. So we have January. We have the 3rd. Okay. And we have 6 in the morning. So we are packed and we are ready, packed and ready to go. One thing I could do though, because let me get my characters out. Brimlet has an ability where she can craft a potion, and she has already in a previous adventure crafted vial of garlic breath. And she has one more empty vial. Let's see if she can craft a potion. You can do that once per session. 9 minus 2 is 7. Nope, she fails. Sadly, no extra potion. Okay, anyways, we are traveling to the mossy labyrinth. And that would be, let's just use Lay for this. It's the easiest way to do it. So I'm going to roll the travel hazard die. 5. The players find a sign, page 10, that a random encounter, page 19, is nearby. The next time an encounter is rolled in this hex, the player characters meet that creature. Alternatively, reveal a clue to something hidden. Ooh. So page 10, signs. Let's try it. Let's just try it. 7. Bone fragments. Okay. Can't really use it that much since we are going into the dungeon. And let me get the dungeon thingy up. As I showed in the Osric before, I'm going to find the online version of it, and that's made by this blogger called Level Drain. I will link to it in the description. And I'm not going to show it on screen here because it's horizontally, so I would have to do too much clicking back and forth to show it to you, or else it would take up the entire screen, or it would be too small, I guess. Oh, you know, let's try something actually. This is just a test. This is just a little test. What happens if I do this? Can you not see it? Hi. Okay, I just I don't know. OBS just crashed on me when I tried to put it in a windowed mode. So you know what? Let's not hassle about it. You'll just have to believe that I do it correctly, that I don't cheat or anything when we roll the dungeon. But we can. Roll the first. We've of course found the lake. It's quite easy to find, and we find the entrance to this mossy labyrinth, and I'm imagining this natural cave entrance, sort of with some mossy stairs going down, sort of at the side of this lake in a cliffside. First off, it seems like natural cave, but then it quickly turns into you can see that the steps are handmade. They are old and worn, but it goes into a more structured area. So let's roll the first room of the dungeon. We roll our starting area, or we just come up with one. As you can see here, there are a number of starting areas. I think we're just going to come up with our own. And we sort of start in the middle. And I'm thinking that there's quite a I'm just drawing some stairs, but you should maybe imagine that there are several stairs, but this is just the last 20 steps of the stairs, or last 20 feet of the stairs here. And I think we come into a maybe not that big a room. Maybe it's angled in a way here. You sort of can see the shift from natural cave to more structured cave. And I think here are the stairs down here. And there's nothing really in this room except these corridors going out here. So I think we come into this room that has this sort of shape here. Maybe even make it identical at the bottom, so like this instead. So it has more like this sort of shape. Going to ink it up so you can better see it. And I think these stairs, as I said again, these are just the last 20 feet of the stairs, but you should maybe imagine that they go round and round and round far down. Whoopsie. So, I'm going to write the name of the maze or labyrinth here. The Mossy Labyrinth. So, oh, I forgot to draw the stairs. Okay, so we are looking for treasure. We are looking for a dusty wine cask because we want to wake this gelatinous cube, because this despicable and laughing farmer wants some sort of balance to this place. I am not sure about the whole history behind, or his, his motives behind it. Maybe he has some knowledge passed down through by his forefathers. I don't know, that he must take care of the balance of this specific dungeon. Anyways, what way does the party go? So we can roll a die to figure it out. Yeah, I was going to say 1, 2, 3. So they are going to the left. So we always look through the eyes of the party. So we drew one of our party members drew the map, and it took one turn. And who is going to carry the torch? I think it will be Fredo. Does he have a shield? No, he doesn't. He has a long sword, so he can carry this shield. Okay. One thing I need to check is my armor situation. Yes, I've written Fredo's armor class wrong, because he actually does not have a shield, so his armor class is just 2. Olga has a heavy armor and a shield. I know she does. I just forgot to write it. Or did I? Yes, I did. She has a shield. Okay. Let's check it out. Yeah, in the updated version of my rules, armor goes like character stats from 1 to 6, 1 being the best. However, with stats, 6 is the best. So it's swapped around. But anyways, so we only have, before I had leather armor, I had chain mail, and I had plate mail. But in this version, the updates, I have changed the armor class system a bit. So you only have light armor and heavy armor, but also, of course, shield. And then you have, one sec, let me just check my rules again. Yeah, you have unarmored, shield only, light armor and shield, and heavy armor and shield. So there's that. They go to the left. And down here I roll again. I roll for encounters every second turn. The corridor turns, and it turns left 45 degrees. 1d6 ahead, 4 to 6 behind. 4 to 6 behind. So that's this way. Okay. So it goes down here. Our mapper is drawing away, and they go slowly down the mossy labyrinth. And they come to a dead end. Check for secret doors as per table 6 exit location. Okie dokie. I will do that. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to sort of ask the oracle if there is a... Where is my oracle thingy? I think I can remember it in my head. 1 is no and, 2 is no, 3 is no but, 4 is yes but, 5 is yes, and 6 is yes and. So yes but. There's something about let us see. We don't have a trickster with us, aka a thief, and thieves or tricksters in my game are good at spotting secret doors. So everybody else can also look for secret doors, they just do it with a disadvantage. So what is the but here? Maybe but it's so well hidden, but it's trapped. Maybe there's a trap. Let's say there's a trap on the secret door. So spot trap is also a trickster skill, so everybody can spot traps, but it's also only with disadvantage. Disadvantage is that I roll 3d6 and remove the lowest die. So, does anybody spot the trap? And I think they're all looking. And it's an awareness roll. Nope, Olga doesn't. Uh, 7 minus 2, that's 5. Yes, Fredo. Fredo discovers the trap. Can somebody with a high exclamation mark try and remove this trap? So they're fiddling with the trap, and I think let's have Fredo do it. Can he remove this trap? And I need to roll also what sort of trap it is. 8. That's 6. He can actually. What sort of trap did we have? Let's see. I'm rolling in the advanced companion for labyrinth law. 12. It was a compacting walls. Oh, that so we would have been mashed potatoes if we didn't. Okay, so he sees the trap. That is weird because I should maybe have rolled the other way around. Does he spot the door? Do they spot the trap, but do they spot the door? I forgot to roll for that. And I think this is taking time, so let's, before they actually try and spot the door, let's have an encounter roll. You. Let's have, not Olga, let's have Fredo. Let's have somebody who can actually, yeah. Yeah, he actually spots the secret door. There's a secret door, and the trap is removed. I'm going to say he spent one more time looking for this secret door. And so I'm going further and rolling what's behind this secret door. Side passage, see table 21. So I'm also rolling passage with, it's a 10-foot passage. A 4-way intersection. Oh, side passage, so it actually continues. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. Because these stairs are just going down. I'm thinking these are steep steps, so this 1, 2, 3. This passage just goes under the stairs. So let's see, 4-way intersection. So it's up here that it's a 4-way intersection, right? The side passage. That's confusing. I'm wondering, how is this passage? So am I going to make it at an angle? We can do that. So we have to do it like this. Sort of here. here actually. That's looking a bit weird. So 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. So it's here. 1, 2. Yeah, the nature of this is a bit weird because it's angled. So it is in fact 1, 2.5 here. That's a bit weird. And then it continues here. This was a bit off actually. So 1, 2, 3 here. And 1, 2. There we go. Okay. I'm saying that was quite difficult to draw for the mapper in the group, so I'm going to say that that's the 4th turn, and let's have a wandering monster. Oh, no wandering monster. The question is, I'm going to write that this is a secret door, by the way. 1, 2, 3. We're going this way. And we come to it continues straight for 50 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's a long corridor. So the travel movement rate is, because some have heavy armor, it's down to 80 in my rules per turn. So yeah, it's not really yet actually then. So what happens here? Stairs. We find some stairs that goes down 1 level into a chamber. Huh. So here we find some stairs that go down 1 level. We are not going to go down, so we have to track back. We can go double speed, so kind of here. That's 8. Yeah, so it's 80. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whoops, we have to camp here now. And after we have camped, taking a small break, we have rolling for an encounter, no encounters. So we go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And which way do we go? Go here. 6, 7, 8. No, yeah, sorry, it's here. No, it's double tempo, so not yet. Sorry, it's not yet. Yes, it's sort of up to here. Interesting, we haven't met anything that's unusual. It turns somewhere. It goes left 90 degrees. So this must be somewhere under the lake. I don't know how far we went down, perhaps like 80 to 100 feet, or maybe, I don't know. But we go left here. This is until now looking quite weird. Yes. Strangely empty. Oh, we found a chamber, our first chamber. We found a chamber. So. Whoa, that's a small chamber. 10 by 20 feet. It's almost like a corridor. Let's see, I'm going to say that it's here. And with chambers, they don't have doors except if you go in via a door. So I'm going to say we are drawing this. Let's see. So what we are going to do is we roll for the number of exits, and I'm using my own rules for that. I'm rolling a 6-sided die, and 1 and 2 is 1 exit, 3 is 2 exits, 4 is 3 exits, 5 is 4 exits, and 6 is no exits, but there is a chance of a secret door. So 3 exits out of here. Holy moly. Normally you would roll them, but I'm just going to say that 1 is here, 1 is here, and 1 is here. So when you're in a chamber, you have to roll for exit direction. The first one here goes straight out, and it's always 30 feet because of the lantern can only light 30 feet in each direction. What about this one? Also straight. And the last one is also straight. So this is like a parallel passage. We have situation we have here. And now I'm rolling for room content. Trick or trap. See above. I'm going to say it's a trick actually. So in here there is a force field. What's the specific feature of this force field? What's its attribute? What does it do? 28. What? Dispense gems? So I'm thinking a bit like and sort of a gem dimension door, and if we do something, it dispenses gems. I mean, I'm going to say that the only person here in this group, which is Brimlet, who would have an idea about that, she has a lot of brains. I'm going to give her a roll with a disadvantage to see if she can figure out, or if she can get this dispenser to work. Holy cow, she can. And that was a very, very good result. She rolled 0 because it's -2. That's a crit. So what are we going to say? That it dispenses D3 gems? 1 gem. What gem? Are there any gems here? I don't know. Let's roll a d10 and then say it's times 10 in gold. It's a teeny tiny gem that is worth 10 gold pieces. Okay. Why not? It's not encumbering. Let's just put it here. Gem 10 GP. Actually, I don't have gold pieces, so it would just be 10 coins in my game. 10 coin. Wow. Wow. I think this mechanism only works like now, and then it has resets in 48 hours, just like the gelatinous cube thingy. I'm not going to roll to see if the wine crate is in here, because I bet it's not. Also have to look at the time, because I've recorded now here 31 minutes. yeah, let's. I think I recorded a. I don't actually know how long I recorded. How long is the other recording? Yeah, the other recording I made was 53 minutes, so yes, I can continue a bit still. Keep it slightly under 2 hours. Okay, we are not going to spend any more time with that weird force field. But this is room number 1, by the way, and this is room number 2. So I should perhaps write down somewhere what we find. So room 1 is just sort of the antechamber. Whoops. Two is force field. Gem dispenser. Okay. So which of the 3 ways do we take? I'm hoping for monster and treasure here. 1, 2. They go here. Let me just put this aside while we don't use it. So. Ooh, there is a door somewhere here. There's a door on the right side here, but the corridor continues another 30 feet after the door. We are definitely going to check out this door. We're going to listen at the door. So that is done with a disadvantage because that is a trickster skill. And let's have our most aware person listening at the door. So Fredo, but with a disadvantage. No, he just thinks it's silence. There's nothing in there. Oh, and of course all that took a turn, so we have to roll for wandering monsters. Oh dear, oh dear. We have a wandering monster, and I said that I wanted to use the Osric tables because they have some monsters here I do not actually know, so that's quite interesting. Level 1. $88. Skeletons. 1d10 skeletons. 8 skeletons. Oh my god. And it's in the corridor here. So what I'm going to do now, I am going to make a small floor plan. So be right back. Skeletons are 30 feet down, so they come out here, the first 2. And this is the rest of the corridor down here. All good. Nothing, yeah. We managed to save it before it was too late. So the rest of the skeletons are just waiting in line here. Let me get some, perhaps I have a couple of dark blue ones. I think they are. Maybe they're purple. I'm completely colorblind. I don't know, whatever. They are dark in color. So that's our 8 skeletons. And now we are, before we roll for initiative, I'm going to ask, do we want to cast spells? And hell yeah, we want to cast spells. Yeah, so initiative. These skeletons go first. So they got a movement of 40. That means that they can reach us. So 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah. They move up here. Wait a second. Yeah, it's them. Never mind me. So they all actually move in like that. So an army of skeletons comes through here. And skeletons, they are, let me see, I guess they have light armor. So that's, and shield perhaps. So do they really have 3 in? Yeah, I'm going to say that they have. So skeletons. Let me roll their hit points. I'm just going to say they attack each here. So it's pretty cramped in the corridor. Okay. So the first skeleton attacks Olga. Olga has an armor class of 1. So let's see. That's a miss. Next skeleton just attacks Fredo. He has an armor class of 2. 4 minus 2 is 2, so that is a hit. Oh, I forgot something. Normally you actually have to roll your hit die damage first, and your damage is your hit die. So I forgot that. So he does 2 damage to Fredo. So Fredo is down to 6 out of 8. Ugh. And the other skeletons can't really do anything. And I said that we are going to cast spells, so it's in my game. The first, when you have initiative, you can do movement or melee and movement. And the next sort of going off is melee and magic, or magic and melee. So it's actually going to be magic now. Let me see. You should imagine actually that there should be a bit more room. I would have liked to cast these ward spell, or I should say Fredo would, but I'm not going to allow it here. The ward spell, what you do is that you draw with a piece of chalk a circle around your group, and undead, lycanthropes and demons cannot cross that line. They can attack, but they cannot cross it. And damage is reduced also, and saving throws are buffed. But I'm not going to allow it. What I am going to allow though is that Olga casts not Olga, sorry, Brimlet casts Lightning Bolt. Blitz. So let's check out the Blitz spell. Before the spell is cast, the sorcerer must determine the number of targets the lightning ball will hit. Yes, and that is done with her hit die and her spell points as bonus hit dice. So what she can do now, she can eventually she can actually, what she can do is she can, in one strike or cast of the spell, she can hit 4 skeletons. The bonus to that would of course be that you would fell them fast, but the or the benefit of that, but the bad thing about that would be that you would put all on one plate, or all your eggs in one basket. You know what she's going to do? She's going to use 2 spell points. So she has 3 hit dice, and she's going to point out the targets. So let's say it's these 3 here. So she's going to roll 3 hit dice. That is the worst possible roll. Oh yeah, so first off I rolled the potential damage. And let me just read the spell further. Yeah, so now she's going to roll to see if she actually casts the spell. And she needs to roll under her range. Oh, I forgot something. She has to add 2 to each, or 2 to this damage output. So I'm going to say she will determine which 2 the points are added to. So I'm going to say that it's 3, 3, and 2. So let's see if she casts the spell. 2. 4 minus 2 is 2. So she definitely casts the spell. However, they can do a saving throw against this magic, and they have to roll under her roll. So they are equal to or under, so they have to roll 2 or below to dodge it. So the first skeleton here, 5, that's 3, not. He takes 3 damage. So this skeleton here dies. Next skeleton doesn't dodge. He takes, and let's just say it's like this, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it's this up here. So this one up here takes 3 damage, so he's down to 3. No, sorry. It's this one here. Yeah, it doesn't matter. He is down to 3. It's just this one. And then this one up here takes 2 damage. He's also dead. So with her lightning Blitz lightning bolt, she took out 2 skeletons, and let's remove them. No, it's actually not that. This one and this one. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I wasn't going to allow Lunia to shoot his bow, or I could, but it would be firing into melee, and we won't have that mess. So, oh, of course, We forgot that we had a cleric. Fredo can of course turn. He's going to do that now. So exorcism. Let's see. Uh, 2d6. Let me just. To see if you can turn them. They are skeletons, so I just have to roll 7 or more. 6. I did not. He holds forth his holy symbol, but he cannot turn them. The poor thing. Oh, hang on. Hang on. I forgot he had +2, so he can actually turn them. See how many. So he turns. Yeah, hit die creatures. Oh, 4 of them will flee. So I'm just going to say that it's these 4. And exorcism does not require spell points. They are running down the corridor. And now it's Olga. She is going to roll her potential damage first with her hit die. 9. It's at this one, so we're going to see if she hit 9 plus something actually. 9 plus 2, that's actually 11. She has bonus of +2 in strength. So let's do it. Can she hit them? The +2 also increases their armor class by 2, so it's 5. I rolled 8. That's 7, 6. That's a miss actually. Too bad. Too bad. She missed. And Lunia is not going to do anything, I guess. And the skeletons being skeletons, I don't think that they want to do anything really, other than just fight on. They're just animated. So who wins initiative? We do. So I am actually going to... No. I'm not. Are we going to cast any spells? No, we are not. So we're just movement now. So all 4 of them can attack here. And we are going to attack first Olga. Olga, potential damage. 8 plus 2 is 10. And see if she hits them. The first skeleton. 7 minus 2 is 5, so that's a hit. So what happens when you attack in melee is that the first you hit, or you should choose your target, or if you don't say what you're going to hit, you first hit the weakest enemy first, and they're actually equally. So this one dies. And I rolled 10 damage. So what happens in my game is that the exceeding or damage is carried over to the next target within 10 feet. So another 3 points of damage goes to this one, so it's also dead. If fighters kill 3 like this in a single strike, they get to another go within enemies within 20 feet. Fighters are quite hefty in melee, so we wipe out all these skeletons. So there's that. I think I will stop here for today. That was quite fun episode. I hope you enjoyed. Let's have a look at the map while we're here. And while I finish, just let me ink up this rest of the dungeon. So yeah, that's it. That was Stab. Hope you liked it. I am going to record another episode really soon. Until then, bye bye.